The Aztec people were an important civilization. They had many achievements such as conquering land, finding new ways to grow food, and having an accurate calendar. But have you ever noticed that the food they ate is also eaten today in Mexican culture? That's why we are celebrating the Aztecs on today's episode. Food, such a wonderful topic. Let's take a look at our foods for today.
Today, we'll be making a traditional Aztec feast. First, Jocelyn will make a traditional Aztec plate. It includes many vegetables and proteins. Then, I will make an Aztec chocolate parfait. Lastly, Kendall will be making an Aztec-themed dessert. Remember, if you want to actually make these recipes, the accurate measurements will be put at the end of the video. Let's get started.
Okay, Jocelyn, what main dish will you be making today? It looks like you'll be starting us off.
Today, I won't be using a recipe. Now, the Aztecs never ate a specific dish. Instead, they would put together a chocolate-like meal. They would add a lot of veggies and sometimes meat, but they were mostly vegetarian.
Sounds good. What are the ingredients for this dish?
Well, here we have 1 tortilla, beans, pumpkin, but I don't have pumpkin today, pumpkin seeds, but I'll be using sunflower seeds as a substitute, 1 tomato, green and red bell peppers, salsa, onions, quinoa rice, and corn. Now keep in mind that the Aztecs grew all these by hand in their chinampas or raised gardens. The Aztecs obviously used a fire to cook or warm up their food, so that's what I'm going to do today. Here I have everything chopped up: tomatoes, bell peppers, and onions. First, I'm going to warm up the tortilla. Then after that, I'll take it out and put it onto a plate. Okay, so now I've finished the tortilla. Now we're gonna add in the bell peppers, onions, tomatoes, sunflower seeds, beans, and quinoa rice. Then we're gonna let that sit for a while. So now I've stir-fried all of the vegetables and put it onto the finished tortilla. Now we're gonna add some spices. First, we're gonna add some salt and pepper. Then just a little bit of paprika. Lastly, we'll put everything together nicely. And that's how you make an Aztec entree. So Kaela, what are you gonna make for us today?
Today, I'm going to make Aztec chocolate parfaits. Yes, we still eat modern meals like this today, but this has an Aztec twist. Usually, parfaits are eaten with yogurt, but we're going to substitute that for chocolate because Aztecs use chocolate a lot. This is a great example of that.
Great, what are the ingredients for this dish?
So we will need whipping cream, white sugar, cocoa powder, vanilla extract, cream cheese, chocolate morsels, which is right here, and then chocolate ice cream. In terms of tools, you'll need a mixer, a cup, and a spoon. Okay, so we're going to start by using our mixer. We're going to add in the whipping cream and white sugar and then mix it on low. Okay, so now we're going to add the cocoa powder and vanilla extract. Okay, so I just mixed everything up, and now we're going to add cream cheese into the mixture to stabilize it. Okay, so I just cleaned everything up, everything's cleared out, and I put the mixture off to the side. So now we have this small glass cup, and it's going to be the container for our parfait, and we're kind of going to layer everything. So first I have some regular chocolate ice cream, and we're just going to scoop it out and put it at the bottom. I'm not going to put too much because the goal of this is to layer. So let's see, let's just put this much in here. And I'm just going to put it at the bottom. So it fit, wow, that fit in really quick. I think I'm going to put a little bit more. Or hold on. Yeah, so let's put some of our chocolate chips on here. So I'm gonna put some of this, use this thing to push it down a little. And now I'm gonna put some of the morsels or chocolate chips, whatever you call them, on top of that. Oops, spilled some. And now we're gonna put our mixture on here. So I'm gonna take this off and put some in. It looks really creamy, which is definitely the kind of consistency we want. And then now that we have that little layering on there, I'm going to add a little more chocolate chips as that last topping. Okay, and this is a great recipe to feel hot because it's a really cool thing to eat. And we're gonna move on to Kendall's recipe, and I'm gonna put this in the fridge to chill. Okay, so while my parfaits are chilling, how do we move on to the last recipe? Kendall?
Okay, so today I'll be making Aztec themed cookies. They're Aztec themed because they use both chocolate and chili peppers to make it more flavorful.
Interesting. What ingredients will you use?
Today I'll be using flour, ginger, cinnamon, ground chipotle powder, cocoa powder, butter, brown sugar, honey, or I'm using molasses, baking soda, vanilla extract, chocolate chips, and sugar. Let's start off by combining the flour, cocoa powder, cinnamon, and ground chipotle powder. Now we'll mix that up. Now that this is all mixed up, in a separate bowl, add in your butter and then mix it around with a whisk or a mixer for about 10 seconds before adding in the brown sugar. Then we'll mix it until it's fully blended and whipped. So now I've whipped the butter and sugar up. I'm going to add in the vanilla and the honey or the molasses. Now you might need a spoon to help get it out of your bowl. Once you add the vanilla and the honey or molasses, then you're going to mix it until it's fully combined. Now I'm going to microwave some water in a small bowl before dissolving the baking soda in there. While that happens, I'm going to slowly beat in the first half of the flour mixture before adding the baking soda mixture and then adding the rest of the flour mixture. I've mixed up all the ingredients, including the chocolate chips, so I'll put it in the fridge to chill for about 30 minutes. In the last 10 minutes, I'm going to line some parchment paper on a pan and preheat the oven to 325 degrees. Once the dough is chilled, the recipe states to roll 2-inch balls and roll them in sugar before putting them on the pan. After that, you're going to bake it until the surface cracks for about 18 to 20 minutes.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Cooking Through History.
We'll see you next time.
Bye! bye.